One might wonder, why would I leave a message at this time? That's what anxiety is. I had a little sleep. I'm shattered and I'm going to sleep in a minute. This is for John Bartlett. Don't be fooled by what you see. I'm not in a good way. And I'm going to hit rock bottom.
Thank you for calling Charles Lucas Property Management. You've reached the voicemail of John Bartlett, Housing Officer. I'm sorry that I'm unable to take your call at the moment. If you can please leave me a message including your name, the address it relates to and your telephone number, I will deal with it as soon as I can. Please note that my normal working hours are between 8am and 5pm Monday to Friday, and any call made outside of these times will not be picked up until the following working day. If the call relates to an emergency repair, please call 07856 984 365 and one of my colleagues will do their best to assist you. Please leave your message after the tone. To re-record your message, key hash at any time.
Hello, John. This is Bryony speaking. I just needed to leave a voice message to say I did go to room 2 a couple of weeks ago with 2 ladies and one witness. Yes, my things are in the room. I haven't checked everything, but MP Caseworker and housing needs specialists, David Sharp. But I don't know what's happening. I'm live streaming all my messages and everything. Yeah, so you.
Message deposited. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Well, I know it's a strange time to be leaving voice messages, but that, as I said, that's what anxiety does. And I'm not sleeping. I've been having a sleep. I'm all over the place, and don't be fooled by what you see. I'm trying my best, as it were. Don't be fooled by the smiles, as it were. I just want to sort this all out. I'm just documenting all of this for my own record, like.
This advisor for Leeds District Council and Eastbourne Borough Council and the Housing Solutions team. I'm not able to take it.
Hang on, I'll just put that on loudspeaker so it's in the live stream.
You have reached the voicemail of David Sharp, Specialist Advisor for Leeds District Council and Eastbourne Borough Council and the Housing Solutions team. I'm not able to take your call currently. Please leave a voicemail after the beep and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Please leave your message after the tone. To re-record your message, key hash at any time.
Hello, this is a message for David Sharp from Bryony McCarthy. I left a voice message for you earlier today. I'm just sort of all over the place with anxiety and sleep. I just wanted to know. This is urgent. As you know, I was meant to have checked out on the 7th, and you were supposed to phone me last Thursday at 4:00, I think it was. Yeah, I'm live streaming everything for my record, and I've left a voice message for John Bartlett. He's the I'm sick of people saying different things. He says he's a housing officer, and then I hear that he's not. He's not a housing officer. He told me he was a housing officer, but he told my lady witness, the lady who's a witness to my council accommodation terrorism, that he's not a housing officer. He just works for Charles Lucas Property Management, but he's the one who manages my room at the property that the council are paying for me to stay in, and I'm not staying there, and this needs resolve. I'm not in a good way at the moment. I'm just really struggling with all of this. So I will try you again. I'll try you in the daytime. Okay, thank you.
Message deposited. Thank you for calling.
I mean, it's like I've been lied to even while I've been here. How someone from adult social care was meant to come out to me and they didn't. I mean, someone called Emmanuel, I can't pronounce his surname, was meant to get someone to come to the property with me to check on my things. That never happened. They lie and lie and lie, and they tell the trustees of my late mother's estate that I'm not engaging. I tell you what, Dave, I've got nothing good to think of. I mean, Dan said, try and think of something good. The last 17 years have been hell, actually. Absolute hell. I've just put on a front. I couldn't cope. I needed serious help. But it's only now that I realise that my mental health is, the hoarding and the clutter is a serious mental health condition, and not being able to manage living, let alone living in anywhere. I wasn't getting the help in supported accommodation. So they wouldn't signpost me to an agency that could help me with my mental health. So it actually doesn't matter where they put me. There's always going to be an issue if they're not actually supporting that issue. But I realise I'm better off just sorting myself out and looking online, which I have, to find someone that helps with hoarding and clutter. These are embarrassing and shameful issues that I've only recently started sort of absolutely losing it over, absolutely mentally breaking down. I have not had a home for 17 years, a place I can call home. I went into these awful places, and for a short time, the social worker landlord said to me, my flat will have to be fumigated because of you. They then put me in a smaller place with the same mental health issues, and all he was making a profit out of vulnerable people and saying the most horrendous things to a vulnerable person and actually threatening me, because it's taken me this long to realise. And it's also taken me this long to realise that my middle sister works for the very association that has failed me. But they must love her because she buys into that satanic transgender agenda. Oh my gosh, she said it. Oh, quick. Get her arrested. I mean, everything that they've done to me in the last 5 years as a suicidal, bereaved person, and threatening you couldn't find a more law-abiding person than me. And I don't mean that in a big-headed way, but for me to go down to the police desk on the 7th of October and say I'll be returning with my witness who's in recovery from cancer, and then to be dragged in handcuffs and threatened with prison and all this horrendous stuff for defending myself, as the solicitor that I reported to the SRA said, I defended myself, yet she wanted me to plead guilty. And they're dragging innocent people around in handcuffs, left, right, and centre. It's everywhere. This is World War III. This is the end. This is it. Sorry, I also want to apologise that I haven't read. I've got quite a lot of notifications that I haven't responded to, and I'm sorry. I had a little sleep and then I couldn't get up, and I'm hungry and I don't have food, so I'm in a vicious circle, and my confidence is just oh, how long am I in? Yeah, so sorry, I haven't. Hello, people. Spirit Faith. I haven't called Tina yet. Oh, I did see something that you put in the. I was going to comment on what you put under Dan's video. You said, were you referring to me when you said I'm not in Eastbourne? Because I am in Eastbourne. But no, I really need to contact this lady, Tina. Yeah, she's apparently in hospital, Dan said. And I appreciate whoever it was who said to Dan that I had left my phone number. I said my phone number out loud, which is a dangerous thing to do. I knew it was stupid. I just I didn't really care at that point, but I've made the live stream private so no one can see it. Because I'm leaving voice messages, so I'm documenting, so I know that I've got evidence that other people can see as well, that I've left voice messages, so they can't turn around and say, oh, you haven't done that. So yes, I'm in the hotel until the 14th, and then I'm trying not to break down. I'm on my own, and I just, oh God, I don't want to go on. It's very depressing. Oh, I'm going to start crying. Oh, I don't want to see my birthday. Oh, you know when you know that feeling when you know you're getting close to that breaking point. I've just had to deal with so many nasty people. Really, the most vile people that you could meet. There's something about being a nice, honest person. It just makes people. You just attract all the evil like flies to a cow's arse. And I did have a missed call from the MP office, but I was asleep. It was 4:00 in the morning when I stopped speaking to Dan, and I could see he was trying to keep awake, bless him. I looked, I didn't have an internet connection at that point. But 3 hours that was. No, it's just really hitting me. So much has happened, and it can close in on you. You know, nothing nice has happened. Nothing normal and nice has happened. particularly in the last 5 years. But for the last 12 years, I couldn't cope with my mother's death. And it put such a strain on you having to put on an act. And when you finally mentally break down, you go to the so-called professionals and they add to your trauma. The abuse that I had, the physical and emotional abuse, I'm in hellfire. I always thought, oh, these people would be there to help you. 25 years I've been trying to get help. I mean, I know you'll get bored hearing it and seeing it, but there's this note from the day to do with the day hospital. That was a note to my late mother. She kept all my notes, but I'm glad I pulled out of the hundreds of notes that I ever wrote my late mother, the love notes. This is a perfect example of the pissing around I've had. Excuse my French. Saying that I went for physiotherapy, Dr. Rogers in New Haven. I got to go to the day hospital. This is all to get help with mental health. That never happened. My GP, when I was 15, was annoyed that I was getting messed around. I'm about to turn 40. I've been in supported accommodation. Okay, you might get bored, keep seeing this. But look at that. Sorry, but, people are taking the piss. That was back in 2004, I think. And then there's that front page headline on the Seaford Gazette saying, my daughter bullied so badly at Seaford Head, it nearly drove her to suicide. My mother wrote into the Gazette, and yet twice I've been mentioned in the Herald paper as Sussex police finding me, and Sussex and Bryony beat 2 police officers when they've been beating me, and I've taken pictures of all the bruises. I need resolve from this. I can't get a life because I'm in a constant state of, there's only so much praying and escapism you can do, but it goes round and round and round. And on top of it, at the end of the day, who cares? I know there are nice, kind people here, but my partners, I feel that they all lied to me, him and his parents. Oh, you could have a good life with Darren. He was sent to you, and where have they been? Where's anyone been? And one Christian from the food bank who took stuff from the hotel where I stabbed myself through the arm with a 6-inch knife, he's telling my partner that I'm playing him. This is why I never bothered with Christians, because I like to find the most genuine people that you find are the ones throughout your troubles. Do you know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. Sorry, I haven't read your comments. Did not let you down this time. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Ian. No, that's okay. Don't worry. I don't expect people to always be it's really kind of you and Brian and Dan to ask you to do that for me, to moderate for me, because I didn't block that idiot because Dan said, oh, you're not letting him get the better of you just because you're not blocking. Just because you're blocking him, you're not letting him get the better of you. What have I just said? I left those comments up because I was making him look stupid, basically. But he was right, though, because you're doing it for your own protection and your own sanity. He is, yeah. Yes, he is a top guy. Yes, I like the fact that he tells it how it is. There aren't many people who like him who will say, because my mother was old school, a smacker and all of that, and she actually said when I was a child, I will go to prison for smacking my child. You know, she sort of had a debate with a neighbour across the road. She left old flat she had as gaslighting, then used to help on Facebook. Who, Tina, sorry. She got Pip the used to pay to stay in hotels. Oh, me, yes. Me, yes. I used Pip, back PIP. Yeah, thousands of pounds of back Pip to keep, and I might also add, some of these hotels, even paying for them privately with thousands of pounds of back pay was hell. Because some of these hotels, they really like to talk themselves up. It's really, I really have seen everything for what it really is. You know, Eastbourne likes to see itself as the sun trap of the South. It's, and it is. But some of these hotels, I tell you, the things I've seen, I keep trying to post. I'm posting all my reviews on TripAdvisor, and one of them is a cockroach, and I think they keep taking it down. So I just keep putting it back up again. I've got something to say about that, and people might think, oh, I'm mad, but I'm not mad, because I know about certain things, as I keep saying. But I'll comment on that on the last video, because the last video where I ranted for, was it over an hour, I talked about all the paranormal dark stuff, which I'm obsessed with, because I'm obsessed because it's real, and I've experienced it, but I've got a few things to add to that, and I tell you what, I would use that video to actually educate people on all that stuff, because I'm fascinated by it. If you've experienced it anyway, you'll be fascinated. But I've been it's a very interesting place. I think I'm losing viewers now, but don't worry. I'm not going to go on about all of that. I know how easy it is. Oh, I know I had the same. You'll know my situation. Yeah, spirit faith. Yeah, it sounds a bit complex. Because I was trying to understand what you were saying in the comments under Dan's video, and I was a bit confused as well, because you also said that I'm not in Eastbourne, but I am. Sorry, I'm just a bit confused. Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm a bit confused, but it sounds horrendous, your situation. I hope Tina, she too has a disability, if you don't mind me saying. So it sounds like she'd be just right to help. Yeah. I know how I know how easy it is to get buried with clutter on hoarding. Yeah, it was so acute. When my mother sold the house, I couldn't cope, and then to live all those years, but it hadn't. I didn't know, because I didn't know what had happened. It's like I didn't know what had hit me. I just knew I couldn't cope, and there was no one there to point it out. And then because my mother died, and I had horrendous domestic violence, It's extremely traumatic. My mother's death alone, just take one of those issues, and I couldn't physically eat. And the thing is, my sisters had told the hospital, oh, she does this all the time. My godmother turned nasty after that as well. They had gone in and tidied up for me. The NHS website says if you do that, they can have an even worse issues than what they had before. And a woman who was charging me £50 an hour to declutter, and then wanted to charge me £200 for rescheduling another day. I mean, you know, there are people who set up these businesses and they can make a profit out of it. They can make a lot of money, but because they know a lot of vulnerable people have these problems. Whereas adult social care would have charged me less than half the amount per hour. Like, was it £13 an hour? I know, because once I did the research, once I was just a little bit more better to do the research. But it's a common problem. It's a common problem. And they were acting like stupid, like they'd never heard of it. They're liars. They're absolutely liars. They lie through their teeth. And you can see in their eyes, you can see that they know, that you can see the distress in their eyes. There's a battle with the conscience. They know what they're doing is wrong. Failing people and lying. Making me gaslighting me and making me think I'm the problem. It's Bryony. Something. And I was very, very poorly, very ill. If it affects you mentally, it also I got a kidney infection. And to tell me to get a frigging job, I got that kidney infection when I was helping out on the till. I took my late mother's advice after she died, and I went to help out at the Christian cafe over the doorstep. But I was so ill, I needed help myself. I'm never going to work again. I'm fucked. They've left me. I'm sorry. I don't swear. I'm not one to swear. But this is just so how angry and traumatized I am for me to keep using the F word, to get so angry. And they love telling people they do this to everyone, everywhere, not just in this country. They do it to Alcoholics Anonymous. You mustn't get angry. Yeah, well, don't. It's all set up this way, though. It's all set up this way. Thank you. I do feel for you. Try living here physically disabled. So sorry. Bathroom not repair. I remember you said about the bathroom. I understood that much. Not repair. Set up use now court of protection. I failed. I tried to rebuttal too. So how do you not get internet cut out? You're wasting your time in public services. Yeah. I have to pay £7 for 24 hours of internet. It's not free. It used to be, but Britannia took over. And Britannia is one of the worst, Britain's worst UK chain of hotels, because it's £7. It used to be free, but like this hotel used to be lovely in that there was a sauna and steam room that had lovely lighting and music playing. And they got rid of that. It was so lovely. They got rid of that and replaced it with tiny rooms like cells with no windows. You don't think that's deliberate? To play with people's heads, because nobody wants to go in those rooms. But they charge £100 a night during the airborne. Oh, you should have seen the manageress who threatened me and other guests with police because they were complaining. And I was homeless because during airborne, They rake it in. Eastbourne, Airborne. That's when the hotels rake it in. They charge the earth. And I was in one of those box rooms where the sauna and steam room used to be. No window, and you've got a green light that keeps you awake. It is exactly like being in a police cell. Exactly like it. Horrendous. But this is a nice big hotel room, but the only reason they quite rightly charging me standard rate because I've been a loyal guest for 5 months. But it wouldn't be worth. I shouldn't be in this situation. No one should be. I was born in this country. This is my passport. I've got to prove that I was born here. But if I'm an illegal immigrant, I was born in this country and I have my housing illegally discharged and I'm forced to sleep rough. And all these corrupt bastards at the council and everything, you could see they've got guilt written all over their faces. Oh, by the way, who's the man, Scott, who left a voice message for Councillor Stephen Holt? Stephen Holt's face was on a leaflet, Cabinet for Community. He took over from that lying housing head of housing, Cabinet for Community, Alan Shuttleworth. I was complaining to him about bed bugs and everything, and it was a headmistress and her daughter, evil. I complained about the bed bugs and everything and the leaks, and I spoke on behalf of another vulnerable person, and because they knew that my mother had died, and the mother, Karen and Felicity, 44 Cavendish Place, just so you know. And Karen was like, oh, you poor thing. Disgusting people. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. You should have seen how disgusting it was. And the way she spoke to me, I wasn't well. And I explained how unwell she was. And she started picking on me. They're demented. In front of, well, their time is coming. Don't worry. They will perish. They will perish. In front of a junkie who left pots and pans and drugs lying around, and he gave Beth, the Filipino lady who was on steroids because of bed bugs, he gave her a UTI because he left his feces around the toilet bowl. Yeah, but and what did they do? They added to my clinical NHS medical problem, hoarding, clutter. They added to that, changed the lock so I couldn't get to my things or anything. And I went up Beachy Head suicidal in February 2018, and it started to snow. Councillor Alan Shuttleworth, whom I'd already spoken to, and David Tutt at the Eastbourne People's Assembly in 2016. They weren't interested then. And this time he's saying, oh, teaching's my profession. These people get paid to help us. And yet his lying face is on Eastbourne Homes. Look on Facebook, Eastbourne Homes, and you can see him. And I've left a comment. Liars. Saying, oh, there's a problem with, we have a problem with housing and homelessness and there's not enough housing. No, it's you as well who does nothing, who fobs us off, who lies. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. You give them a chance, then you give them another chance, then you give them another chance, and they do all this evil to you. And let me tell you, Councillor Stephen Holt knows about my notice. Under common law, I put the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, on notice. He was so panicky when I approached him. And my lady friend who's been going to an oncologist, who witnessed, and she was attacked in the street by random drunks for trying to help me. He wasn't interested in what she had to say. So, Scott, if you're watching this, I would really like to know what the response was for the message that you left, him. And by the way, the A&A contractors know about my videos, and if you're watching, I've got a recording of one of your hate crimes. Because thanks to Dan from Police Abusing Powers, I don't do the politically correct bullshit, but it's not nice to be called an effing spastic. So I've got that recording, and you've committed a hate crime. Well done. Well done. I'm just so glad that because if up in Scotland, up in Glasgow, someone called the police a spastic in a drunken state, something to do with a parking ticket, was it? And he was charged with a hate crime. It's ridiculous, but I'm using that to my advantage. So I just hope that, So I'm going to have to go to sleep. I'm going to have to end this live stream in a while. How do you not get internet? Why do you get... If I did... Sorry, Spirit Faith. I was just trying to understand what you're saying. If I didn't have my PIP, I wouldn't be in here. I would have killed myself by now. I would have been pushed right over the edge. I've been up Beachy Head endless times, suicidal. I'm not safe in that accommodation because these idiots who do the hell what they like. I'm ashamed to be British. These people are absolute fuckwits. I'm sorry. I don't swear. I don't normally swear. But I'm angry. I'm not someone who actually swears. Where is the boyfriend? Yeah, good question. What about renting a room in a nice house? Well, I need a 1-bedroom flat because I've needed help with the hoarding. This is something I've needed help with for 17 years. That I could have had help with because I was under adult social care in Eastbourne, but I didn't know that it was an actual... I'd never had the problem before, but I was telling people I need help. I articulated my needs and they didn't want to help me. They still don't. On the form, I ticked that housing officer, I ticked 1-bedroom flat. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to end this live stream. I'm sorry, I can't. I've had so much evil and fraud done. They've done everything to me. We agreed at the very least a 1-bedroom flat. I ticked the housing form and I was even given the option of ticking other options, which is amazing because I said, wow, a house for me? Are you really? Oh wow, it's nice to have a choice. And he said, well, it's not about a choice, but it's about what comes up. But I didn't tick room or studio flat. 1-bedroom flat at the very least is what I need, is a 1-bedroom flat. And he offered me, first of all, it was a last offer, which you can't do. Shelters say you can't do that after the 6th. If you've registered as homeless before 6th of February 2018, you can't have a last offer. He did that. He did a last offer. I said, well, you can't do that. And why are you offering me a bed sit? And so they discharged duty to me illegally again after making me homeless, street homeless, for complaining about my life. They've got rid of... They threw away my birthday flowers and birthday cards, complaining about bed bugs crawling on me. For fuck's sake. I took photographs of bed bugs. Why is no one listening? Do you know what I mean? I swear, if anything happens to me, if one day in the not so distant future I'm suddenly gone, you know, just say, well, you'll know firsthand. Because if I say I feel suicidal, then I don't want one of these idiots coming in here and dragging me away in handcuffs because they've already killed me. I was suicidal long before all of this. They're just evil and corrupt. So I'm just looking at the comments. Well, there's being a lazy wanker. Yes, Ian, but they are evil because they've lied and typed up fraudulent Section 184s. They've made me street homeless. They tried to make me feel grateful for putting me in a police cell, for crying out loud. There are plenty of shelters. I haven't slept in the town before. It's too dangerous. Women are being murdered. Dan Saxby went to the council to say he had a vulnerable woman. And this was the emergency housing, and they wouldn't do anything. It's illegal to do that. It's illegal what they've done. He said, at least it's not cold outside. A vulnerable woman. People have been murdered in the town. People often say, I'm worried about Bryony. You know, she's extremely vulnerable. I don't like her going out late at night. My mother died worrying about me. She died of a rare cancer, for fuck's sake. And I'm on severe disability, and they illegally discharged duty to me for complaining about horrendous things. And then they spread a smear campaign saying that I complain all the time. Okay then, yeah, I'll just lie there and have bedbugs crawling on me. Did you hear David, the MP caseworker, say he would be more angry than me if he'd gone through what I'd gone through? Yeah, well, I tell you what, if he'd gone through what I'd gone through, they would have put him in prison because that's what they were trying to do to me. I'm sick to death of people in this country. My mother was right about everything. It's that feeling of I'm a strong woman, but I'm not Superwoman. That's what really pisses me off. My mother's friend, Trisha Shapara, is her name. She couldn't cope because my eldest sister, she was an executor of my late mother's estate, but she was bullied by my eldest sister. And she said to me, she worked with girls who threw themselves in front of trains. She lives in Oxfordshire now, but she used to be a geography teacher, but she used to work with suicidal girls as well. And she said, you can't be Superwoman. Well, I've had to be. And for some reason, my mother's friends don't want to know. They don't want to know me. Because I've got narcissistic sisters, one of whom has worked for the very housing association that treated me like shit. My middle sister has had a sex change and she works for people, she cares for people with severe disabilities, severe learning disabilities and all of that. That's the same housing association that did this to me. You might want to check you haven't inherited cancer. If you want to know what we've done, you can come to me and ask. You go around looking like $1 million. What the fuck were you doing up on Beachy Head drunk? Is that the way to speak to a vulnerable woman when you're a social worker, landlord, and your brother is a support worker? and you're dealing with a vulnerable woman whose mother's dying of cancer, who's got nobody, and who's got mental health issues that even she didn't know about. And the evil that I've seen from people, I've just never known anything like it. I know what it's like to work with idiots, but this is off the scale. This is off the scale. These are hangable offences under Nuremberg Treaty, off the scale. Do you know what I mean? I did care work with the elderly. I know what it's like to be an order follower, to be under the thumb. You need to do this, and management, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. I know. But I also know when something is inherently wrong to the point of committing crimes against vulnerable people, and I am one of them. Yes, I've had many birthdays on my own. ESA and Pip, you're not alone. Help me as Camden. Sorry, what's Camden Rapid? Sorry, I have trouble understanding. I don't mean this rudely, Spirit Faith. I have trouble understanding your words. Camden Rapier attacks. RPPIER. Sorry, I don't know what that means. My partner, I don't know why, I don't know what's going on. He took this caring role through Care for the Carers. He said that he thought it would help me if he took a caring role. Well, it didn't. All the help was thrown at him. He'd call the police on me if I argued, if I disagreed with him, and they'd arrest me. But he did it more than once. He'd say to me, I never asked them to arrest you. I said, well, why do it again then? You just kept re-traumatizing me. That's not care. It just, I don't understand. I don't. He said at the start of the relationship, he said, I don't want to add to your problems. And I knew that he suffered with his own mental health. I didn't ask him to be in a caring role. Care for the Carers treated me like rubbish. What does it have to take, though, to take a fucking idiot to see when someone is having an early midlife crisis, when they sit down with you and I articulate myself and I'm talking to brain dead morons? If someone came to me with the problems that I'm saying, I would be angry. I would be angry for them. I speak up for other people and I get attacked for doing it. What utter low-life cowards. But then, as I said, look at Trustpilot. Look on Indeed.com, the reviews for Sussex Partnership. The bullying is all the way from the bottom to the top, throughout. Gossiping, bullying, even in admin. I get comfort from knowing that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Danny Dyer. I'm not good. No, I'm gonna hit. I'm just tired of it all. I hope everything's all right for you, Danny. Oh, yeah, it would be good to talk to you. Thank you. Anyone who can support me, really. I'm trying. Obviously, this housing situation is always the most important thing. I'll be so relaxed if I could just get that sorted. But obviously, because it's causing, you know, you can't function. But everything else, when it's on top of you, mediation, these are things that they could have helped me. I was in a position where they could have helped me. I think, do you know what? They've exploited my mother as well. Because my mother was the one that got me into, or that raised the concerns, that said, you know, I'm worried about my daughter. And I don't know what she said. But she worried sick about me. There's just something inherently wrong. It's just, I don't know anyone else in this position. I really don't. I need to raise GoFundMe disabled repairs. Yeah, that you should do that. But Spirit Faith, I think you need to talk to Tina, because it's funny you asking me if you asked me about Tina and I let you know about Tina, but you need her help because she knows about disabilities, and she's in hospital right now, but she's a no-nonsense person, so she'd be good for you, because I'm blessed in that I don't have any physical problems. So I'm sorry. Bless you. Thank you, Danny. As I said, if I look well, don't be fooled so much by what's, do you know what I mean? Just don't be fooled by appearances. I will keep repeating it because it goes around in my head all the time. Like, support worker, what the fuck are you doing up on Beachy Head drunk? You go around looking like $1 million. That's what his brother, the social worker landlord, said. You go around looking like $1 million. That was before my mother died. So just over 12 years ago. I couldn't go out without wearing heavy makeup on. And I'd glam up all the time. And they were like, oh, well, that's probably why you're not getting the help. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. Try telling that to people in Hollywood. Oh, you go around looking like $1 million. You can't have mental health issues. They're all screwed up. It's all run by a narcissistic, demonic, possessed. I don't know. I don't know. It's been a real eye-opener, if nothing else. Why again was your housing discharge in the dates? They kept discharging several times over the years. Every time I complained about bed bugs, antisocial behaviour, they targeted me. 5 months pit paid. Yeah, I've been called worse than a effing spastic. I've been called a C word endless times by the licensees. I've been told by several different licensees to go and jump off Beachy Head, and I've effing had enough of welfare officers. I was even harassed in front of paramedics. All of these are a breach of the licensee agreement, but the paramedics didn't report back. I even had to report an ECSW. You know, an ECSW is the one that comes along with the paramedic to check on someone. And he was demented. I'd had to complain about him before. He was saying, don't come anywhere near me with that bottle. I was holding the bottle like this. I said, what are you talking about? I said, I'm showing you alcohol. I don't drink. And I will go up to Beachy Head. And he was just like, and I said to the older man, who was old enough to be my father, probably, I said, is this young lad? I said, do you think this is acceptable? He said, and he was too scared to say anything. I thought to myself, I said, you know what? You might as well just go. Yeah, let me out. Let me out. I said, well, let me unlock the door. I tell you what. I don't care if that place had a bad reputation or not. These people are coming in prejudging. This is something I need to speak to Dan about as well, about the 101 call handlers have notes about me on the system. I said to the PCSW, provide me with evidence of me making this disgusting false accusation that I have been leaving, that you claim a PCSW that doesn't I don't think I'd even met him before. He said, you've been making malicious phone calls. I said, you provide me with the evidence, because you've come round here to make, that's a malicious statement. Because I said, for all the phone calls that I have recorded with my dictaphone, I've been spoken to by obnoxious call handlers. I've been abruptly hung up on as well. Hello, Heisenberg. Please, Bryony does not need these comments. Sorry, what have I missed? Sorry, what if I missed something? Stop these comments. Spirit may have misunderstood, and sorry if I did. Just want to stop any continuation to Bryony's problems. Did I miss something? Was something said? Sorry. Oh, Danny Dyer, sorry, I missed your comment. No, I'm no longer in the place that had bed bugs. But this is something that I shouldn't have had to. The bed sheets were already dirty. There was blood on them. I was already ill when I'd gone into this place. You should have seen the kitchen. It wasn't a kitchen. It was a little sort of, I don't know what it was. There was a sink. There was filth everywhere. There was a snail in a bucket. There was gunge in the sink. It's no wonder that a lot of vulnerable people, one person said to me, I'm safer on the street. I said, yes. She showed me, several people had showed me sores on their arms. It's disgusting. Let me tell you, I would not put a rat in one of these places, and I mean it. I wouldn't put a rat. I wouldn't put any animal in one of these places. It is so disgusting. And yet they put children and families. And as David, the caseworker, said, he said, I would have been more angry than you. I had a manager from CLA say to me, I can understand, when I said to him that in the council, I shouted that they were Satanists. And he said, well, I don't blame you. Why now has the attitude from CLA, Civil Legal Advice, changed towards me? I was warned when I was speaking very politely. They're trying to antagonise someone who's already polite, who's had horrendous things done to them, who's not getting anywhere. And I had these call handlers, and it just seems to be there's something behind the scenes that I can't see that's going on. I could be here forever telling you, but I need to go to sleep because I can't. No, it's all right. No, thank you very much for supporting me, Heisenberg. That's very nice of you. I really do appreciate people sort of, standing up for me. Because I don't know if I've missed something, but I wouldn't be sitting here talking like this for so long if I'd had the support. And it didn't take much. It really didn't take much. I needed a bit of support for acute issues. I say acute. The word acute, you know, you can measure that in different. There are different ways to measure acute, because what is acute? Anyway, I'm just going to leave a voice message for the MP office, because I had a call earlier today, but I was asleep because I've been awake at night, which is why I need to get some sleep. So, oh yes, Heisenberg, yes. I like singing and dancing. I just haven't been feeling energized. I do like, believe me, I like my singing and dancing. I just haven't done it yet. Sorry, what are triggers? I've missed something here. Praise, blessings. Well, I pray all the time, but I'm struggling right now. I just wanted to say, because I really need to get some sleep. I just wrote this down. Earlier on the TV, this evening, I was trying to stay awake to watch it. There's an episode of Are You Being Served? I made a joke about that, because my late mother served Wendy Craig, and I said, "Oh, did you say Are You Being Served?" Just thought I'd throw that in. There's an episode on the TV this evening of Are You Being Served? And it was a bit creepy, because Mr. Humphreys had fainted and put in a wheelchair, and the doctor came and said, the doctor was wearing one of those weird mouth masks with a thing out here and overalls, you know, like what all these mad people have been wearing because of COVID. I don't even want to say the word. It makes me sick. It makes me angry. I never say the C word. But he was dressed in all these overalls with this great big mask thing that came out like this. And the doctor said, he's got Marine's disease. And they all had to self-isolate, and they used the word self-isolate. They self-isolated, all of them, in a cell. And it was like a prison cell. In the workplace, they were self-isolating them in the workplace. They put them in teddy bear costumes. It was very weird. And they were put in a cell. And what's the character with the moustache? He said, quote, "This is a callous act and a gross misconduct of our human rights." What does that sound like? I'll tell you what it sounds like. It's like what they did to me when they beat me on Beachy Head on Wednesday, the 21st of October, 2020, when they beat me. The police took me as a welfare check, took me to the police cell, threw me down, pushed my head down, stripped me. I was put on a section 136, assaulted by nursing staff, screamed at by some of them. One in particular, this Dorothy, carried out in bare feet and pajamas into a van by contractors who took me to Worthing. I was told I couldn't come out of my room unless I took a PCR test. Not allowed to do that. It's a breach of... So I was coerced into taking a PCR test. Otherwise, I wasn't allowed out of my room. You can't do these things. You cannot forcibly inject, which they've done to me. You have to have a wet ink signature and an agreement. hangable offence under Nuremberg trials. I've been forced to take a PCR test when PCR tests have been, I think it was the White Rose UK, these Christians, these independent whistleblowers said that so many of those PCR tests are contaminated. That's what the episode of Are You Being Served on the TV tonight reminded me of. Just thought I'd throw that in for you, because me and my partner are very good at taking the, we've got spiritual awareness, and there are a few other things I wanted to say, but I'll leave that for now. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much. Bless you and good night. Keep up the fight, Bryony, once again. Spirit, faith, end time. Sorry for I can see. I don't mean this rudely, Spirit, faith. I have trouble understanding what you're saying. You commented under Dan's video and you looked like you were referring to me, the lady who phoned in, which was me. But you said she's no longer in Eastbourne. And I thought, well, that's odd. I am in Eastbourne. I thought, so I am a little bit confused, Spirit, faith, why you said that. But anyway, look up that episode look up that episode of Are You Being Served? Because Marine's disease, I looked it up. I don't know if it actually exists. There's, I think it's a joke, but basically Marine's disease in the comedy episode, the doctor says, oh, you get it from eating fish. I looked up Marine's disease and it doesn't exist, only as I think it's a joke sort of thing on Wikipedia or something. Marine's disease is a disease that's named after people who went into the military, the Marines, and they had a mental problem where they'd just go up to people and scream and shout at them, abuse them verbally, steal, a bit like the idiots that I've been living with, but they said it's a brain disorder. But they're usually recruited into the Marines, and that's why it's called Marine's disease. I don't know, but it sounds a lot like, as far as I'm concerned, it all sounds like mind control. And I think there might be a Freemason joke in that episode of Are You Being Served? From what year was it? 1981? Yeah. But I don't think there's any coincidence that the employees were put in a cell, self-isolating. One of them says this is a callous act, a gross misconduct of our human rights. The doctor's wearing a mask. And at the end of the episode, Mr. Humphreys, the one who's got Marine's disease, is sneezing, and then they all start sneezing. You don't think that's not deliberate? It reminds me of what they did to me at Worthing. And that red-haired, vile creature called Jean in Greggs, who harassed me. And I asked her to leave me alone. I had a difference of opinion about the mental health services. She said she worked upstairs at Worthing, and I was coerced into having a PCR test. Anyway, there we are. Thank you very much. Oh, Spirit Faith, Dan, you commented under Dan's video, police abusing powers last night. That Dan is the person that was doing the phoning, and you commented underneath. You put a comment under his live stream. Do you remember? Yeah, it was only last night. You put a comment under his live stream, and you said, "I know this lady, that's called in. That's Dan. That's who Dan is." And just so you know, and it looked like you said that I wasn't in Eastbourne, but I am, so I was a bit confused about that. The thing is austerity. I agreed with Andy Devine when he said that austerity was bullshit. Excuse my French. I'm going to be swearing quite a bit from now on. I went to the Eastbourne People's Assembly against austerity, and that corrupt Alan Shuttleworth, the head of Housing Cabinet for Community, they've all lied. They've continued to lie to this day. They've put me through hell. And Peter Thorley said to me, he works with the homeless and the vulnerable and you name it. And he said to me what I said. He said, there's no excuse. He said, it's not all about funding. They could have helped you, Bryony. I said, I know. Because there are people, there's a thing called social enterprise, and people are in it for the money. They are exploiting vulnerable people, not helping them, and they are using funding. That yawn, we all know that that's an excuse we hear. I've been the victim of corruption. That's why I can't always trust the people who are going to be watching my videos or comment in my live stream or whatever, because there's always going to be someone who presents themselves as a very nice person in person or online, and they're not going to like what you say, and they might attack you and do some nasty things. I've had someone already do that. I've had someone with Brighton Housing Trust. Someone, I was reading out the phone number as I was dialing it. And of course, whoever watched it, some very sad case. Excuse me, the battery's running out. Some very sad person took the phone number and decided to ring her up and say, oh, there's this woman who's making live streams about you. But she knew that I was making these live streams because I let her know that I was making them while I was speaking to her. So I never gave you permission, Bryony, though. These people have already lied and failed me. They've done nothing. The housing officer knew what was going on at the property. The police knew. Charles Lucas Property Management knew. They all knew. They're cowards. They protect the criminals and they target innocent people. Yeah, good question. Why didn't Andy help? Sorry, Spirit Faith. What was that? What did you not say? No, under the live stream when Dan was doing his when I rang in to police abusing powers, I'm just saying that you left a comment underneath. I haven't responded to it yet, but you said that the lady, i.e. me, doesn't live in Eastbourne. You said I no longer live in Eastbourne. I'll reply to it so then you know what I'm talking about. Did you get that? It's a comment that you left under the live stream on police abusing powers, Sunday night calling, police abusing powers. I rang in last night and I noticed you left a comment saying I don't live in Eastbourne, and I was just a bit confused. Well, it was you, Spirit, but Spirit Faith. I won't say your real name, obviously. It was your name, Spirit Faith End Times, and you commented underneath. Excuse me. If you look on police abusing powers, Sunday calling, I mean, I don't think that there are people here who think that you're saying funny things, but I that was the only thing that I thought was a bit odd, because I thought, well, why she said that? I am in Eastbourne. You said that you knew me, but you said I'm not in Eastbourne, and I thought, why she said that? So I don't know. But yeah, if you look under police abusing powers, Sunday night live stream yesterday, when was it? The 6th. It was the 6th of, I think it was the 6th or 7th of, it was the 6th of March, was it? 6th of March. Yeah. But that's Dan. That's who Dan is, just so you know. Why did Andy not help? That's a good question. Why did Andy Devine not help? You tell me, because when I was being tortured by the police and threatened with prison and all this stuff was going, he rang me up and he said, let me help you, you know, in the summer of last year while I was in the Riviera Hotel, and he said, you never received, but he was weird. He said about the dictaphone recordings. He said, did they know that you were recording them? And I thought, what's that got to do with what I'm being put through? But he sounded angry. He used the C word. He used the F word. He used the narcissist word. He was so manic. I didn't know whether he was having a go at me or not. And at one point, my battery cut out, my phone. And when I rang back, he said, he had a go. He said, did you just hang up on me? I said, no, my battery cut out. But I didn't. I was looking at my partner whilst he was. But then there was Caroline Stevens. Have you seen my live streams? I don't know. This Caroline Stevens talked me out of suicide last month. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Caroline Stevens talked me out of, not last month, 2 months. It was back in January. She talked me out of suicide, prayed for me. The first thing she said to me was, what's your star sign? And do you know about the Nephilim, the Book of Enoch? Which I do, very much aware. And she went from praying to me and talking me out of suicide to threatening me. All I'd done was leave my live stream running for 7 hours. PC Franklin Lester had burst in here, the last hotel room in this hotel that I was in, if you look back. I played the recording of it because she asked me to take the video down, because she's talking to me on the phone. Well, what's she got to hide? And why suddenly threaten me? All I'd done was say, how do you know PC Franklin Lester's real name? She said it's Dan. Not Dan. What did she say it was? She said the guy's name is... Oh, it's in the... It's not... But his... PC Franklin Lester Senior. PC Scott Franklin Lester Senior. She said his real name was something else, and I asked her why. Now, she said Andy Devine can't be trusted. Other people have said that. No, I've learned the same about Caroline Stevens. I don't like people thinking that just because I'm vulnerable, they can piss around with me. And she threatened me. So I'm actually going to leave a comment on one of her videos, because I was very close to suicide, and I found her fake and patronizing, and she's one of these truthers. And also Spirit Faith Adore, sorry, I know I shouldn't say your name, but there's a lady who had commented on one of my videos. What's her name? Yvonne Taylor. She said, hello, lovely lady. But I've learned that Yvonne Taylor, I messaged her on Facebook one time, but she's blocked me. She was the lady who told me about you, Spirit Faith. And yet she's blocked me. So Caroline Stevens knows who she is, so I can't trust anyone. So I hope you don't think I'm being funny, Spirit Faith. Sorry, be careful of, I've got that. Be careful of who? Sorry. I hope you look, Spirit Faith, Adore. I hope you understand. I can't trust anyone. Caroline Stevens seemed like a nice lady. She seemed very nice, motherly, and she's turned out to be dangerous. Now, someone said on Facebook, oh, she's a Fruit Loop. Well, I don't use that term. I might use it in a humorous way, but God, I've had enough of it all. I've just had enough. But I would like to know, Spirit Faith, I know you said someone's hacked your account. Well, this just goes to show, doesn't it, that the government agents are real. They're on to us. I hope they don't do anything like that with me. But if they've done something with your account, I'm just reading your comments. Oh, who used to work in mental health? What? That's interesting. What? See, I'm being really, that makes sense. So if she works in mental health, that's why she can't be trusted. We are talking about Caroline Stevens here. Sorry, we are talking about Caroline Stevens. She used to work in mental health. She reminds me of that Jean that threatened me in Greg's. What is it with people who work in mental health? There's so many dangerous people. Bloody hell. Oh no, not her. Who works in mental health? Which other female? Who? Sorry, can we just get this right? Because I don't want to. Caroline Stevens does work in mental health, or are you talking about the other lady? What was the other lady? Who was the other lady? What? Yvonne Taylor. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, this is just it, isn't it? Why is it always the people that encourage us to pray They do so much. You know, they've got strong faith, or so they appear to have. But it was Yvonne Taylor who told me, I don't know. None of them can be trusted. I can't trust anyone. I just can't actually trust anyone. So I just hope you understand, Spirit Faith. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't realise she worked in mental health. I thought she worked for the council. Yvonne Taylor didn't work. She said to me on Facebook that she did some sort of I don't know. She was a teacher or something, and then she worked for the council, something or other like that. I didn't know she worked in mental health. Well, it's like that with everyone. I can't trust anyone, but they're all the same though. Angela Power Disney, Andy Devine. I don't. You ask someone a simple question, and when they tell you to stop effing hounding them, I asked Andy Devine why he, and I was walking on eggshells on Facebook. I commented and said, why did you use the F word and the C word, and what was that about? I didn't understand why you were interested in my dictaphone recordings. What did that have to do with what the police had done to me? And then he blocked me. He said, well, you know, I did my best and all of that. And I thought, all he did was say to me that you don't have, no court papers, no court case, and that was it. But fair enough. But what is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? So I just hope you understand. Hello, Heisenberg. Thank you, Heisenberg. Yeah, I think it's time to get some sleep now. Because it is starting to hurt my head, all of this. But yeah, no, I just hope you understand, Spirit Faith. There is a comment under Andy Devine's Dan police abusing powers video, and it's got your name, your account, and it's got that comment. But I don't mean this in a rude way. Please don't take this the wrong way, Spirit Faith. But it's written in the same style that you type, because I don't understand your language. Sometimes I don't understand what you're saying, and it is your account, and you're claiming that I don't live in Eastbourne when I do. So don't take this the wrong way, but that immediately makes me think, oh, you know, do you know what I mean? Oh, we've got look, is Ian still here? Look, just to show you, we've got we got some weirdo here we need to block. I don't think the moderators are here. So I'm getting James Firefly. He's just said something disgusting. So I need to just so you can see for yourself. Look, this we've got. There's a troll here. So this is why I've got to report this. So. Right, some weirdo. I just blocked them. Yeah, no. Look, I've just blocked it and it's still commenting. James Firefly. I've just blocked it and it's still commenting. So no, it's still commenting. So how do I get rid of it? I don't. Am I moderate? Have I got? Sorry, Ian. Are you still here? Have I got a moderator? Because I can't seem to get rid of it. I'm tired anyway, so I've blocked it 3 times and it's still. See, look. You haven't even spelt Yahweh's name. You don't even know what you're talking about, you idiot. This is what makes me laugh. It's probably a government agent. It's probably a government agent because 3 times I've reported it and it's still commenting. So if someone wants to, it's a shame I haven't got one of my moderators here. Right, what's its name? Gosh, you're up at 2 a.m. and you're doing this. What are you, Sado? Yeah, thank you, Heisenberg. I really need my moderators. But I'm going to go and get some sleep now because I've had enough. But yeah, no. I do. Oh. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, Spirit Faith. I hope you understand. If you go on Police Abusing Powers Sunday Night Live phone in. So you're saying it's not you, but someone with your name has commented in the same style that you type, and they've said that I'm not in Eastbourne, which is misinformation, because I am in Eastbourne right now as we speak. And I'm not going anywhere, you know. So I just hope that I hope you understand, Spirit Faith, that as it is, I can't trust people and stuff, and there've been a lot of lies and everything. I'm extremely vulnerable. But it has been, the comment has been made with your name, and it does sound, it looks like your text. Hi, Scott, have you just come in? Scoots, click the 3 dots on. Yeah, I've done that about 3 or 4 times. I've tried to 3. Look, 3 or 4, he's still trying to comment. He's still commenting, and I can't get rid of it. I've tried to block it, and it's still making comments that look at the comments it's making. Look at the comments it's making. I can't. I've clicked on it to get rid of it. James Firefly. I don't even celebrate Thanksgiving. It's a pagan festival. But if you want to celebrate it, go and perish. Go on, bye-bye. Look, I've tried to comment. I've tried to block it, and I can't get rid of it. I've look, about 3 or 4 times I've tried to. Oh, Abba Yahweh, I'm gonna get some sleep now. I've had enough. I'm sorry, I've had enough. I'm gonna make a phone call. Sorry, not a phone call. A voice message for the MP office. Because that's what this live stream was about. It's just evidence of my this idiot can carry on. What a weirdo. I've tried to remove it. I've tried to. There's only a report button. I don't have a block button. I only have a report button. I can't get rid of it. I click on the 3 dots and there's no option to block. Just to remove. Oh, remove. I'm clicking on remove. Oh, that's not the same as block. I can't block the idiot. I can't block him. Report. You see, I click on report, click on harassment or bullying. Then I click this is harassing me. Then I click report. And the idiot is still commenting. I can't get rid of him. It doesn't work. Anyway, I've had enough. I'm already pissed off. I'm sorry, but I don't need this. I'm already in a bad way. Spirit Faith, could you just go to Dan's Sunday night live stream from Police Abusing Powers and just have a look, because it's definitely been typed in your style and you're saying it's not you, but it's got your name and it's saying that she doesn't live in Eastbourne, or she isn't in Eastbourne, and I am in Eastbourne. And now I'm just a little bit concerned because there are people in the comments section who are saying or alluding to the fact that you might be saying things that aren't helpful to me. So that's a concern for me. Just okay, I'm just going to leave a message for Caroline Ansell, just to the caseworker, because he left a voice. He rang me, but he didn't leave a voice message. And then I'm going to go and try and get some sleep. I mean, Brian PC said something about John Wedge's not being John Wedger, and I don't know what that's all about. I haven't responded to the
Eastbourne and Willington. We're sorry that no one is able to take your call at the moment. If you require urgent assistance and you live within Eastbourne, please call the Eastbourne Community Hub on 01323 679 722. If you live
Hello, this is a voice message for David, the caseworker at Caroline Ansell MP. I think I had a missed call from this number today. Unfortunately I was asleep because I was having a rest. I'm all over the place with this stress, and I've left voice message also for David Sharp, the caseworker, David Sharp, the housing needs specialist, on his personal mobile number. But this is a matter of urgency. I would appreciate it's I've obviously got to get this sorted out urgently. Thank you very much.
To save message, press 0. To repeat recording, press 1. To verify your recording, press 2. Hello, this is a voice message. To save message, press 0. To message saved.
Well, I've done that anyway. There we are. Anyway, yeah, no, I don't know what's going on. I can't get rid of that idiot. There's a troll I can't get rid of called Jars Firefly. They're just an idiot. I just can't get rid of it. It's just a nutcase I can't get rid of. And it doesn't matter how many times several times I've clicked on the 3 dots, pressed report, clicked on reports, this is harassing me, etc. It won't go away. Okay, I tell you what, I'll make Heisenberg a moderator because my other 2 moderators aren't here. So I've made Heisenberg a moderator because Heisenberg has been concerned for me. So Jars Firefly, you're not James, are you? You're not James Worley. We're gonna get whoever you. I thought James seemed like a nice person, but I'm getting rid of you. You see what I mean? I just attract demented people. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about James, but look, I'm going to have to end the live stream. This is doing my head in now. This is what you call demonic, okay? Hi Heisenberg, I've made you a moderator. You're now in blue. If I don't know if do you know how to get rid of that Jars Firefly? Anyway, I'm gonna Scott Andrew Home. Yeah. Have you recently sort of come into the live stream? Because did you leave a voice message for Councillor Stephen Holt for me? I'm gonna have to go. This is how people get dementia from all this stress. I gotta go. I'm not feeling good as it is. Can someone just do me a favor and do something about this nutcase? They know who. I hope it's not James Worley, because James Worley said he knew me from and Alan from when Alan Horvath video caregiver. So I just hope it's not. Scott. He's putting some disgusting stuff up. Look. Can someone get rid of this creature, this nutter? Thank you, Scott. Yeah, I can't trust anyone though. Thank you, Heisenberg. I can't. It's starting to do my head in now. Just I hate to say, look, I really hate to say this, but this Jars Firefly has used the name James, has used the name Alan Horvath. I can tell from their typing that they're American. I believe they are anyway. I could be wrong, but the language that they're using, it sounds. And I really hate to say this, but there was someone in the chat called James Worley who said he knew me from an Alan Horvath video, and I don't trust people. Do you see where I'm going with this? And please forgive me, spirit, faith, whatever, adore. But you did comment. You're saying it's not you. You're saying it's a duplicated account, but you did comment under police abusing powers. You're saying it's not you though. I had someone else say this. I've had Angela Power Disney say it, and this Anne-Marie Sarsfield. Yes, they could be government agents, but the thing is, spirit, faith. I've spoken to you. I've spoken to Caroline Stevens. I haven't spoken to Angela Power Disney. I've spoken to Andy Devine. None of them could be trusted. I got to go. I'm sorry. I've got to end this for my sake of my sanity. Thank you, Heisenberg, though. Bless you. Thank you, Scott. I do appreciate it. Because, yeah, when you're not well, you then think to yourself, oh, could it be that person? And then it just creates problems. It's just demonic. But as you said, Scott, whoever they are, if they're a teenager, if they're a 10-year-old, whether they're a 10-year-old boy or a government agent, I would just feel sorry for them because they're going to perish. And I say, Abba Yahweh, he's the one who's got me through this. Not this Yahweh that this idiot's talking about. I don't even celebrate Thanksgiving. It's like Australia Day. If you want to celebrate that, go on then. They're all pagan festivals anyway. I don't celebrate anything that's not scriptural anymore. I'd like to celebrate my birthday though. Anyway, I'm going to say good night. Thank you, Heisenberg. Thank you very much. And thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott, and for supporting me. You did leave a message for Stephen Holt. Oh, I'd love to have heard it. I really would. And I tell you what, I went on Councillor Stephen Holt's Facebook page, and it said people were bigging him up, saying, "Oh, you're a man of God." So I commented and I said, "Which God?" Yeah, they didn't give. I left a voice message for him while I was being attacked. The idiot had thrown my phone into the street in the early hours, woken up next door, left blood on my door. You can see that live stream where the police do nothing. And even someone in the live stream in the early hours, someone from the US said, "Crumbs, I thought the cops here were bad. They didn't do anything." And I said, "Yeah, I know. This is what they're like with me." Anyway, I've got to go. I've got to go. So, do you know how, are you, really need Dan's help with this. Someone who's obsessed with black and white. Oh God, only knows. There's so many nutcases though. But the thing is, you give them a chance, though, don't you? Do you think his real name is James then? No, seriously, because I hope it's not James Wolsey, because that person was supportive of me and he knew me from an Alan Horvath live stream where I was bullied by caregiver. But this idiot seems to know who Alan Horvath is. And this Giles, and you're calling him James, so it's just a little bit, do you know what I mean? Scott. No, thank you, Scott. Thank you. No, seriously, I'm being serious about this. Is his name James? Scott, you said the name James. Is his name James? I need to know who's doing what, because this is doing my... I don't need this rubbish. I really don't need this. I mean, I need to go and get some sleep. It's 3:30. I mean, look what this idiot is typing. Everyone hears you talking about that cracker Alan Horvath all the time. FBI has records of you from the ghetto to Israel. Who is this nutcase? I don't care who or what or where or whatever, but who's Tarquin? Oh God, I don't need this. I don't need this. Is he calling himself James? Because I might have to block. Because then I might have to block this person called James Worley, because he said he knew me from an Alan Horvath video. Let me tell you something. No one on here will know that I like Alan Horvath unless I say it, because I've never commented on an Alan Horvath video. Oh, I think maybe once a few years back, but he makes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos with loads of comments. But he died, but that was a few years ago. And these people are in America, and there's only one person. So I might have to block this James Worley, which I wouldn't want to do unless I was absolutely certain. It's the same with Spirit Faith. It's the same with Spirit Faith, End Times, because she said she hasn't made a comment, which is typed in her style under police abusing powers video. I gave her Tina's contact because I thought it would help her. I'm trying to be a kind, helpful person. And I just found it questionable because she said, I don't live in Eastbourne. Now, I'm going to have to go, okay? Because I can't do this, all right? All right, thank you. Scoots, I'll make you a moderator. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. I've got to go though. I don't need this. I really don't need it. It's doing my head in. So if you could get rid of that idiot for me, please, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'd like to see this person's channel to see who they are. Not that I'm really. Anyway, there we are. Okay. Is it got? No, it hasn't gone because it's just. It's still managed to make a comment. Is there any way to block it? Is there any way to block it to get rid of it? I've got to go. Look, I've got to go. I don't need all of this, but thank you anyway. There are a lot of things that I question, and I'm going to have to let Dan know this because I can't trust. If I can't trust people that are supposed to be, that have shown me support, then who can I trust? Because Brian is one of the moderators, and Brian said to me that John Wedge's real name is not his real name, and I don't know what he was talking about. I've got to end this because I don't need this.